kind of arm swings back and forth. You can do some marching at the same time. Today we'll do a little bit more of upper body and abs, so abs and arms focus. For today, if you have any dumbbells, so any weights or anything around, you're welcome to use them. We're going to use them for a row, so a position where you're bent over and holding a weight and rowing up. If you don't have any dumbbells or anything, that's okay. You can either find something in your house. I have a jug of water. You can use something like that, or even using any TheraBands that you have, if you have those around. And then I'll also show a version where if you don't have any of that equipment, you can actually just use a towel. Ideally something that's pretty sturdy of a towel, because what you're going to do is standing on it and holding that position the entire time. So I'll let you kind of go grab any equipment you need. We'll just keep warming up in the meantime. So if you're here just kind of doing some circles, again, you can keep marching, just trying to get the body warmed up at this point. So doing some circles, slowly getting bigger and bigger. And there. And then what you're going to do is go backwards from there. So again, starting small and slowly getting bigger and bigger. And then just really trying to get that last range as much as comfortable, trying to go through the entire range as much as you're able to. Just feeling joints moving all the way through. As we've kind of mentioned with other sessions, you're all exercising at your own risks here. We're just here to try and give you some exercises, keep you active and healthy. This isn't meant to replace your physio or any other specifically individualized training. All right, so let's just do a rotation here. So do a little bit of a lunge forward, and what I want you to do is rotate away from that leg, opening up your chest through there, coming back. We're just going to do that the other side. So we're just going to go back and forth a couple times here. Good. So as always, if you ever feel lightheaded, dizzy, or in pain with any of these movements, please take a break. Feel free to take breaks as you need to as we go as well. And then as we've always mentioned, go within your limits with all of these. I'll show lots of options. Try and find whatever position or moves are best suited for yourself and challenging enough for you. But if you need to make any modifications, go ahead and make them. You don't need to follow along perfectly with me. That's totally all right. So we'll go through a few exercises. The first set will be a little bit slower just as I explain everything, but then the second, and if we have time, a third set will be a little bit quicker because I've already explained it. So first, we're going to start off with push-ups. I'm just going to lower the screen a little bit. So with push-ups, the kind of medium ground position is down on the ground, either up on your toes or on your knees. What you're going to be doing here, keeping core back, everything engaged there, is bending down towards the ground and up, keeping chest flat. If you're up on your toes, same thing. To make this easier, what you can do is have a table or something a little bit higher up. So you're doing those push-ups from a higher elevated spot. To make them harder, you can either go slower, do more of them, or have your feet elevated on something. I don't have anything right now, but that would just be kind of looking like you have your feet up on a table or something there. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to set a timer for 40 seconds, starting now. Feel free to take breaks as you need. 40 seconds is a long time, but we want to try and focus on that movement there. Try and keep shoulders squeezed behind you, not letting shoulders roll forward. If wrists are a little painful, you can always go from your knuckles. Again, lowering yourself as much as you feel you need. Watch out that you don't stick your chin forward. We want to keep it chin tucked in, looking down in front of us. 5 seconds left here. 2 and 1. Good. Taking a break. We're going to stay down on the mat, so if you need to any child's pose, any rotations, cat-cows while I explain. So with this one, I do actually like getting people to do cat-cow first, because by doing a few cat-cows, arching your back down and all the way up, from there you want to try and find that middle ground where your back is flat. Core is engaged to keep that back flat, and what you're going to do is lift one hand and the opposite foot forward and slowly bring that back, and what you're going to do is switch to the other side. All right, so that's that option. If you need it a little bit easier, you can either just go one leg one arm at a time. You do whatever you need to do to make it a little bit easier, a little bit harder. If just doing that simple movement is too easy, you can always hold a small weight. But typically, if you're doing that slow, controlled movement, really focusing on that core control, it should be difficult enough. All right, so we're going to go in 3, 2, and 1. Good. Try and focus on kind of 3, 4 seconds up, 3, 4 seconds down, or holding it in those positions even if you feel like it's not quite challenging enough. Oop. And with your leg, almost think about pushing your heel to the back of the room. Arm goes straight above head. The biggest thing with this one is keeping your back flat. We have 3 seconds here. And last one. All right. So the next exercise we have is a pull motion, so that row. Now I'll show you a few different variations for this one, just because it depends what you have in your house. If you have a weight or any type of kind of jug or anything there, what you're going to do is come into that bent row position and coming up with the weight. Watch that the shoulder doesn't go too, or the elbow, sorry, doesn't go too high. We want to keep the shoulder in line, so just coming about to your body height. If you do not have any weights, I'll show you first with a band. What you can do is having the band underneath your feet there, a nice tension. Same thing, back is flat in that position, and I'm rowing up there. And then thirdly, if you don't have either of those, what you can do is grab your towel. Again, you're going to stand on it. From here, you may have to bend your knees a little bit more than usual, but you're going to pull up as if you're pulling into that position, that row there. You're going to pull up and you're going to hold that, all right? So if you have weights, you can use them. Do whichever option you need there. If you only have one weight, you can do 20 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my band here for the first set, and we're going to go here in 3, 2, 1. All right. So again, in our bent over position, we want to keep core engaged so that back is flat. Everything should be engaged here. Really focusing on the arms driving up, elbows leading. Again, not going too high that the shoulders start rolling forward. Okay, that's 20 seconds. If you're just doing one arm, switch to the other side. Again, it's nice to do a rowing motion, so a pulling motion, as well in combination with our push positions. So like our push-ups, it's nice to have different opposing muscles working. Okay, that's time for that one. Good. So our next one is going to be a side plank crunch. So again, different options for this one. You can be going into that side plank position. Elbow is right underneath your shoulder. Your core is nice and flat. Your hips are pushed forward so that everything's in a line. You can be going from your knees for that first option. And then what you're going to do is crunch here. So bring arm and knee, top knee together. That's option 1. Option 2, you can go from your feet, holding yourself up and doing that crunch position as well. So that's the more challenging. And if those are both too challenging, you can just do a side plank hold from your knees there or from your feet. All right. So we're going to get going in 3 seconds here, whichever position you want. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go for my feet now. Really focus on squeezing that bottom glute to hold your hips up in the air. And then the rest of your body is coming together, doing that crunch. Again, this is for 40 seconds. So if you need a break in between, take the break. If you need to go to an easier position, go to that easier position. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Switching to the other side. I'm just going to move my things out of the way. All right. Same thing on this side. You may find one side is a little bit stronger than the other. Don't worry about that. Just do whichever position you need to in this side. Again, working out towards more difficult positions if you're able to. So again, we're going to start here. 3, 2, 1. Good. If you're going from your knees, make sure your body is still in line, one straight line from your knees all the way to your shoulders. And you're coming in and out, just having that knee bent down behind you. Squeezing that bottom glute to hold yourself up. You have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Shake it all out. Whatever you need to do there. The next one we're going to be doing is lying down on the ground. So again, what you're going to do is if you have some sort of weight or something, you're going to use that as a cue. So what we're doing is shoulder hurdles. In this position, I'll do it first standing up so you can see me. What you're going to be doing is lying down on the ground, arm is above your head. And what you're going to be doing is lifting it up and over a weight. If you don't have a weight or anything there, that's okay. You can just lift it up and over an imaginary object. So I'll show you first what you'd be doing. If you have a towel, you can use it to rest your head on. I'm just going to move my headphones so you can be able to hear me. So from here, my arm is above my head. My weight is just past my shoulder. So if I have my arm straight, it's on one side of the weight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blade back and down together, lift my arm up, over, and down the weight on the other side of the weight. Again, up, over, and down. So we're going to do one arm at a time. Again, if you don't have a weight or anything, that's okay too. You can just move it up and over an imaginary object. So again, going for 40 seconds here, you can kind of move the position wherever you need to. The smaller the object, the easier it is. So we're going to go here for 40 seconds. Ready, and go. So lifting up, over, and down. So you should feel this burning in the shoulder there as you lift up, over, and down. Again, to make this more difficult, you have a higher object or a higher imaginary object, you lift higher up and over. Also, the further you reach, the harder it is. So if I have to go over as if there were 2 weights there, I would go over further and back, over further and back. And 2 seconds here. Okay, switch to the other side. So the weight is going to come to my left now. Again, just past where my arm would be straight out. So from here, same thing on this side, squeezing there to lift it up and over. All right, we're going to go 3, 2, 1. To make this harder, you can also not bring your hand all the way down to resting on the ground on each position. You can just hover it above the ground. In that position, your shoulder is engaged the entire time. And if this is too difficult, either have a smaller object or no object in an imaginary, just lifting it up about an inch or so. And even if that's too difficult, then you can be sliding your arm across the ground. 3 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last exercise for this set is going to be crunches. All right. So with these crunches, I'll show you a few different variations again, but ideally we're doing crunches getting top of the abs and the bottom of the abs working. So we're going to be trying to do typical crunch would be knees down, hands can be behind your head, on the ground, wherever is most comfortable. A lot of people like it behind your head to protect your neck. So from here, we're crunching up so that my shoulders come up above the ground. Again, try to avoid poking your chin forward. We want to keep it in line with your back. So you're rocking up and down there. That's option 1. Option 2, you have your legs lifted up in the air and crunching up there. Option 3 is you hold yourself up in that crunch position with your legs up, and now your legs are going down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my 20 seconds with whoops, sorry. Crunches with my leg up, bringing my head up. And then the second half, I'm gonna hold my head up and lowering my legs. You can choose whichever variations you do. You can just do one the entire time or switch it up as well. I'll let you know when it's at 20 seconds, all right? So we're going 40 seconds starting now. Again, trying to avoid too much momentum and avoid poking your chin out. Trying to keep it back, engaged there. That's 20 seconds here. So I'm going to hold up and I'm going to lower my legs down and up. Again, you don't have to go all the way. You can just do small movements. You can just hold the position, whichever feels best for you to do right now. 5 seconds left. And done. All right, that is one round through all of the exercises. So stand up, take a little break, have some water, do whatever movements you need to in the meantime, and we'll go back and do those one more time. As I've mentioned a lot of times, I didn't mention it earlier, but my parents are both here doing the exercises with me behind the screen. So again, these are always open to whoever is available, whoever wants to join. We're happy to just help everyone stay active and healthy in this time. All right, and again, today's is more focused on arms and abs. If you feel like your legs need a little bit of focus, you're welcome to do anything afterwards. If you want to go for a walk or something, that's also great to be doing. So I would like to just kind of do some marching in between, keep the body heart rate, everything up there, but relaxing those muscles that we've just worked. All right, so we're going to go through everything once more, see what time it is once we've done all that. So from here, we're going back into our push-ups. That was our number one. Again, you have your different options there. So we're going to start 40 seconds, starting now. Oh, start now. So again, from your toes, elbows are going out to the side. Ideally not straight out to the side. You can, the closer you keep them towards your body, the more you'll feel it in the back of the arms, the triceps. Again, if you need to go from your knees, that's okay too. If you need to have your hands elevated on a table or something to make it easier, go for that. To make it harder, you have your feet up on a table or something. We have 10 seconds left here. If you need to, if your arms are burning, you can just hold that high plank position. 3, 2, and 1. Good work. All right, next one is still down on the mat, doing child's pose, any moving around that you need to. Again, for this one, it's our bird dog. So reaching one hand, one arm, the opposite arm, forward and back, slow movement. For this one, I'll just tell you now before we start, to make it harder, what you can do is, again, back is always flat during this, but you can come up into a bear hold. So your toes are tucked and you're lifting up so that your knees are about an inch off the ground. From here, you can go ahead and do your bird dog. So it is quite a bit more difficult. So I'm going to stick with my knees down, but if you need more challenge, go for it. Just focus on that control. All right, so we're going to start now. 3, 2, 1. So again, keeping core engaged, glutes engaged as you lift that leg up. Shoulder is engaged as you reach the shoulder arm forward. But the biggest thing with this is trying to keep your pelvis flat. So my back stays flat the entire time. I'm not twisting with any of these movements. I should be able to balance a ball or a small object on my back without it falling during this activity. You have 3 seconds left, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Next exercise is our bent over rows. Again, doing it in whichever way you what equipment you have. If you only have one weight to be using. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Again, with this one, you want to make sure back is flat all the way through. You're not arching at the top of your back or arching up. So you want to make sure you're looking down, forward, in front of you. "15 seconds left here. Squeezing the shoulder blades up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. We're back down onto our mat for the next one, which is our side plank crunch. All right. If you need a pillow or anything underneath your elbow, go for that, or roll up your mat a little bit so that you have that underneath your elbow. So once again, either full plank or kneeling plank position, lifting up into that side plank, and from there doing a crunch. All right. So once you're set up, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Keeping your body in a straight line as you reach out and back. Make sure your hips are pushed forward so that they're in line there with your knee and your shoulders, and your elbow. Again, if you need to in this point, just holding either a full or a side or half side plank there. You have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to go straight to that other side. Same thing here. Coming into either your kneeling side plank or from your feet. 3, 2, 1. If you need to go to an easier position, feel free to switch it up or just hold the plank. We have 15 seconds left. Keep going. Take a look down, make sure your knees or your feet are all in line with your hips and your shoulder. 3, 2, 1. All right, take a break. Give the arms a little bit of a shake if you need to. Our next one is our shoulder hurdles. So again, if you have a weight or an object that you can reach up and over, you're welcome to use that. Or just imagine there's something there. Starting with one side, I'm going to go for my right first. And again, I'm going to have I don't need a towel, but if you want a towel, you can have one there. All right. So this one again, reaching up and over our weight. Make sure your back and core are engaged this whole time as well, just keeping everything engaged and not letting it loose, but focusing on that shoulder movement. All right, we're going 3, 2, 1. So up, over, and down. Again, to make it more challenging, you reach up higher and over, or you reach further. Imagining you're reaching, you can come all the way into a T position if you'd like, so your arm at the height of your shoulder and back over. 10 more seconds here. Two, 1. All right, switch to the other side. All right. Now other side, same thing. 40 seconds here, starting in 3, 2, 1. Focus on squeezing that shoulder blade to lift the shoulder and the arm up off the ground. Slow movements, again, are key. 10 seconds left. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Our last exercise for today is our crunches. Again, there's different variations of crunches. You can choose which one you like to do, whether it's having your feet, variations of crunches you can do having your feet down on the ground, up in the air, crunching up to your feet, or holding your head up and moving your legs down. All right. So we're going to go ahead here in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, watching that chin position. And that's 20 seconds. You can switch or keep it the same. I'm going to switch to just my legs moving. Almost there. And done. All right. So, because we started a little bit late, I think today we're just going to get through those 2 sets. If you'd like to keep going and do another set of them, that's always great. You may stay on and do a little bit of a cool down here. Again, shaking the arms out, marching on the spot, reaching over your head, hold that position there, getting the back of the arms a good stretch. And going the other way, stretching that other arm. Just going to see what's going on here. All right, and then reaching across your body, hold that stretch over, feeling the stretch through the back of the shoulder there. Again, you can stay marching on the spot, whenever you feel at this point to get a nice cool down. And if you want to go through one more of each of those exercises, you're more than welcome. So we did the push-ups, the bird dogs, the rows, then we did side plank on each side with that crunch, our shoulder hurdles, and our crunches. Reaching the other way is getting that good stretch out. All right. So that's all for today. Hope everyone had a great workout.